Welcome back to Keep Expecting Miracles. I am Ilissa.
And I'm Jessica.
How are you doing, Jessica?
I am good. I'm feeling happy that we're in March and that the sun is back out to say hello. So I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Hey everybody. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? I'm actually doing well. This weekend is is actually really good. We're recording on a Sunday again,
Hmm.
which is nice and relaxing. We can just wake up and start our morning flow and then get right into the recording. So I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's nice.
Yeah, yeah. So how are you feeling?
Yeah, good. Good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like uh what do you want to say? An alchemist. That's what I'm feeling like. What about you?
Feeling good. I'm feeling a lot better. I think I had an emotional week.
Mm,
Whether it was, retrograde, full moon eclipse, I don't know, but it was a lot. I'm in my luteal phase. I did a very ancestrally centered final presentation for my herbalism apprenticeship on
hmm.
Tuesday, it went very well. But
Good.
it opens up a portal. I centered my ancestors. I told an ancestral story. I linked it to my healing and what I'm doing right now. It was about my journey as a mother and my initiation into motherhood. And so it's an emotional portal to be in.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
and so I've just been releasing. I've been doing a lot of breast massages to
Mm.
release the emotion that just is right
Okay.
here. And then I also had a lymphatic drainage massage last weekend. So I think that carried over into this week, like the releasing of all of that. Um, we're
So,
having some technical difficulties as we record this. So Jessica may or may not go out.
mhm,
We're just accepting
mhm,
it as we come, but we're going to push
exactly.
through uh,
The episode.
yes,
And
yes.
that only that's it's only for YouTube watchers. If you're listening to us on um by audio
Hmm.
without being on YouTube, you're fine.
Yes.
You won't experience any interference.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, what about you? What about you?
Yeah. I had a good week. Um I had a good week. It's I'm trying to think of anything that comes out right now, other than now I'm preparing for my presentation at the Florida Herbal Conference. So suddenly I'm not just a school teacher, I'm also an herbal teacher. So I'm grateful to have the opportunity to run a class for adults. And um, that's what I'm working on. Which is also, you allowed me to be on the inside of seeing your presentation your for your class, which blew me away. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. With the images, I know that our listeners won't get to see it, but when I tell you that presentation, okay, the words, the pictures, it was very, very moving.
Thank you.
Um, which it is working with these plants. It is moving,
Yeah.
right? You can't be the same person when you experience them, um, and they crack you open.
Hmm.
They crack you open, and I recently received the confirmation, which you were like, "Hello, you know this." The confirmation that when we are interacting with these plants, it's a symbiotic relationship,
Yeah.
right? It's we're learning from the plants, they are learning from us. um there's a soul that is in them. There's communication that happens, just as with ancestral communication, which that is on. I have never had the type of communication that I have right now with my ancestors, I've never had it before. Okay. I didn't
Same.
even understand how
Same.
to get there
Yes, same. Same.
at all.
Yeah.
Last week, I was telling you about me telling my cousin about my great great grandmother. And as I was telling him something, right, I'm like, I don't know, something happened where for some reason there was some issue that she faced. There were many issues that she faced, okay? Um, but it was like passing down of land. She didn't pass it down to her children and or her grandkids, excuse me, because she only had one child. She didn't pass it down to her grandkids. And I'm talking about this, right? I'm saying, yeah, for some reason something interfered with that. And I'm making my own judgments on it. What drops into my head is, Jessica, you don't know the whole story.
Hmm.
And so I had to stop what I was saying. I said, I think she's telling me right now, I don't know the whole story.
Hmm.
So I went and found out the whole story from my dad.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, like I did it. I heard what sounds like intuition, what can sound like my own thoughts
Right.
and separated. I'm like, she's telling me this.
Hmm.
And it feels like hindsight, but it's like hind mind. It's so difficult to explain
Hmm.
unless you've experienced it.
Hmm. Hmm. It's so for me, going through the intense couple of months that the last couple of months that I had, you see, I just had to add a pillow because my lighting is better when I'm like move forward for some reason. So, because this
Mhm.
camera is so annoying, like it adjusts the lighting. I don't know why.
Oh.
Not tech savvy, but anywho, and I need support for my back. But what I was saying was is that you know these intense couple of months for me going through my journey, my plant walk journey, but also my ancestral leveling up of communicating with them and having an altar and regularly feeding them um has only further confirmed and solidified as to what I knew as ancestral communication. I can't say that I knew specifically that it was one ancestor, but my intuition has always been very, 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 very strong. And I just always attributed to my knowing. I just
Mhm.
know, or I said the Holy Spirit, or God put it on my heart or in my spirit.
Mhm.
And so now it's I do still say that it's a spirit moving through me, but I can put a name to it. I can put a if I've been working with one particular ancestor, I can say yes, this is the person that led me to that, or I've only received confirmation of that, of
Yeah.
that this person or this situation or this lineage or this line. Or so yeah, you're absolutely right. It's like we know that we have had these gifts for all of our lives, but just
Mhm.
specifically knowing that these are our ancestors
Mhm.
telling
Mhm.
us. And me
Mhm.
being a therapist in the mental health field, it's like this is not the type of stuff that you speak about openly to people that don't get it. This is
Yep.
the type of things that get you committed and put in mental hospitals, because it's like what. And so as a therapist, you don't want to say that you have, it's not like there's separate voices in my head, like this is my
Mhm.
voice speaking to me, but I know from whence it comes from. Like I know from
Yeah.
where it comes. Like I'm so it just puts me back into a place of, I've not puts me back into a place, but it for a long time, or even still now, I'm deconstructing the idea that you can have people speak to you, you can have spirits communicate through you and with you, and it not be a mental illness.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because that's the type
And
of stuff that put, that, oh, are you hearing voices? How many are they telling you to
yep.
harm yourself? Are they telling you to harm other people?
Mhm.
Like, I can go through that whole assessment in my mind 10 times forward and
Mhm.
10 times back. I'm like, okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay,
Mhm.
get it out your mind, like.
Mhm. Well, when it's like it's been villainized in the medical
Mhm,
system. That's what it is. And then
mhm,
also, it's like unless you are someone who has experienced it yourself,
mhm,
you don't know, like, is this what those people are feeling? Like the ones who say, "Oh, something told me to do that."
mhm,
Like, no, I don't.
mhm.
I think that's different.
Well, no, well, but the thing is that you have to know, like, the type of spiritual gifts that you have.
Mhm.
I'm not somebody. I'm not clairaudient. I don't actually hear things. It's my
Mhm.
knowing. It's a
True.
feeling
Mhm.
inside of me. It's my voice in my head, but it's a message telling you. I can literally have a conversation with it, and I
Mhm.
know when it's coming from me, and I know when it's coming from something that's
When it
outside
just
of
dropped
me.
in. Yeah.
That's the difference. So I know, and that's the thing. You wonder, like, okay, I know I'm not hearing a separate voice because I'm not
Mhm.
clairaudient. Like, my gift is just the knowing that I have. Like, it's
Mhm.
it's the intuition, but it really is. And so we know that more people are highly, not highly gifted. There's a spectrum. Like,
Mhm.
you're able to see things.
Mhm.
That's another. I don't have that gift. And so it makes sense why you would be coming into this part of your gift now, because it's like it's balancing everything out.
Yeah. I am clairaudient, which I recently realized how strong that is.
Mm-hmm.
Um constant ringing in the ears.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, when I was with my mother, I experienced, it was weird because it was two different kinds of ringing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes it's like a low boop, like that's then there was a really high pitched fine one. And I'm like, what's happening? Am I getting
Mm-hmm.
attuned to something? And so, like, one is in one ear, the other one's in the. It's very strange. Of course, people who are in the medical system may say you should get your hearing checked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I also know, I'm like, nah, something's trying to drop in, or something told me, pay attention to this right now. Pay attention to what you just said.
Mm.
So I'm like having to be very, I guess, cognizant
Mm-hmm.
of when these different experiences are happening. Um, I would have that experience when I heard, literally, I hear the words, I hear, you don't know everything. There is more information, like I can hear it being whispered to me. And then also at the same time that I'm hearing, I can like sense the presence of the one that I know,
Mm-hmm.
of my great grandmother, because I did get to experience her while she was in her body.
Mm-hmm.
And that can be very creepy. But I feel like as I am getting older and I'm opening myself up to say, okay, you know what, if this is my gift, if this is what I am to experience, if I'm working on some sort of project for you, great grandma, then I'm gonna be open to it all. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
whatever you got to do to talk to me, to for me to hear you. But it has taken a lot of practice, and also that willingness to feel, to be okay with feeling crazy also, because for me to tell, I told my cousin out loud, I said, she's actually talking to me right now, and she says, so it's like, what?
And what was his reaction though? Was he didn't make it seem like you were crazy. He was just like, okay, yeah.
No, girl. No, he's like, oh, okay, yeah, because he understands. He's like heavily into ancient Egypt, and
Mm-hmm.
he studies that type of stuff. So I think that if he was kind of freaked out by it, he didn't let it show. If
Yeah.
anything, I feel like I'm showing him like this is actually what this looks like in present day.
Right. Right. Right.
So, but
Yeah.
you have inspired me actually with your activations of your altar on a daily basis that you've been doing. Um, you inspired me to be okay with getting into contact every day. And it's like the more that I get, like, I have said her name, I'm saying her name is Nora Aljo, right? And I'll say her name. I'll say her name first and last name, or I'll say, what I would call her, like great grandma, etc. Um, it's like the more I reach out to her, the more she then reaches out to me. But then I be having these questions, and I'm like, please, family, don't ask me why I'm asking these questions. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's a very interesting thing.
It is. It is. And we've been saying though, like the work that we have been doing on this podcast, the conversations that we've been having on this podcast, since we started it, is only built up, the building blocks. And I can definitely say that I'm in a totally different place than I was last year with this same exact thing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, before, obviously we both dream. Before, the dream space is probably really the only type of communication. And so, now that the communication is happening in my waking life, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, this is definitely, real. And it's not to be taken for granted. And it's anybody, we all have access to this. We all have access to our own ancestors. We all have access to the spirit realm. And for me, I think I entered into it. I had to enter into the work, this intensive work, with somebody. That's Jessica going out again. That's okay. She'll come back in a minute. I had to enter into this intensive work with somebody because I think I had a fear.
Hmm.
Because I'm not the only person in my family that has done this, that does this type of work. And um my family is Christian, Episcopal, Baptist, whatever, whatever side you want to refer to. But there are things that are said, well, it's because this person does this, or their life is not going well because this is how they've done this, or they went crazy because. And so I was very cautious and intentional, and which is why my cleansing work had to be done, my protection work had to be done at the beginning first. Because when you do open up the portal, you open yourself up to patterns, curses, wounds,
Hmm.
spirits that want to attach themselves to you for whatever
Hmm.
reason. And it's not because it's like, I mean, yeah, there are evil entities, but it's energy draining entities that are just around your family line and lineage for
Yeah.
whatever reason that you have no knowledge of. And so you have to make sure that your protection is there and is solid. And I'm very grateful for Sylvia for guiding me through that and making sure that the protection work and the cleansing work was first and foremost.
Hmm. I think what came to mind was desensitized, that we have been desensitized, like all of us growing up as people, not to pay attention to all of our senses,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because when
Mm-hmm.
those messages drop in, it's not just in our head, like we could feel it in our hearts. There's a whole body reaction that
Right.
we end up getting. It's very subtle, but I'm sure you can relate that we end up feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And so all that work that you have done has been to, like, okay, let's become more sensitive to this. What's okay, more sensitive to this. It's like, I mean, I could look at it, you could look at it as like we are encapsulated in stone and we're chipping away at that hardness, chipping away at the stone to carve out
Mm-hmm.
what it is to be human
Yep.
now.
Yep.
and what it actually has always been to be human,
Mm-hmm.
but has been trapped. Like we've been trapped inside of our own cages.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's one of the functions of vaccines and vaccinations. I feel like it's going to come out within the next 5 years of like what vaccines actually do to people,
Mm,
and what they're designed to do. Because it's like, why else would they start them so young? I mean, there's scientific research. There's reasons. Obviously, you want to keep diseases away, but they serve another purpose spiritually. I want to
mhm,
believe,
mhm,
and that is one of them. Like you said, it keeps you controlled. It keeps you
mhm.
desensitized. It keeps you in a state of slavery,
Yeah.
being controlled by the systems that you operate in. Um,
Mhm,
and so when you go through healing, when you go through ancestral work, when you go through releasing of patterns and healing of wounds, there's a reason why stuff has to be purged and coming out. I remember when I had first started doing markets, selling the medicine. I was selling herbal medicine. It was a girl. She had a tent in the market next to me, and she sold like healing oils and just like body stuff, like for
mhm,
pain and inflammation. And I can't remember her name or her business, but she was telling me, a lot of people would come up to me even if they were in the market too, because it was known that I was a nurse, and so they would always want to talk to me about like medical stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to do that right now. Like, I'm at a
yeah,
freaking farmer's market selling herbs. Like, why are you trying to talk to me? But anywho,
yeah.
she was telling me that baby Donnie's crying in the background. I don't know if you can hear him. They just got home.
A
But
little
so
bit.
she was telling me that she took the COVID vaccine, and she was going through a cleanse. Like when she was talking to me, she was going through a cleanse, like a herbal cleanse, and her body was
Mhm,
experiencing like this rash. Like she said, her whole body broke out in like this really bad rash.
mm.
And hold on, I'll wait for Jessica to come back. We just had to come back after technical difficulties. We're rolling through. We're rolling through this. It's I don't know if maybe this message is too potent, and something doesn't want it to come out. I don't know, but we will be publishing this for tomorrow.
Mhm,
So Um,
mhm,
what I was saying was is that the girl, she was saying that she was doing a detox, or she was doing a cleanse, and her whole body broke out in a rash. And we know that when you detox and when you cleanse your body, like the toxins produce different reactions. But she was very adamant about it being the COVID vaccine. Like,
mm.
she was very, very adamant. And I was just like, like back then the COVID vaccine was just so new.
Mhm,
um
mhm.
but it was an unnatural push for people to get it so soon, and for so
Yeah,
many
it
people to get it,
was.
and for pregnant. When I remember when it came out, I was pregnant, and they're like, are you gonna get it, are you gonna get it? I'm like, no, I'm not getting that. Like, this is a vaccine that's brand new. I'm about to have my baby.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what that's gonna do to me, to my child. Like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so it just makes me think like vaccines are a way to subdue, control, desensitize in some way, um, us,
Yeah.
especially because COVID was
Yeah.
affecting Black and Brown people disproportionately more than anyone else.
I
Um,
know.
so yeah, we're having to learn how to. And the crazy thing is too, and we're gonna move on in a minute, is how we're finding out now that these white people are engaging in ritual, engaging in communication, engaging in, and what do they say, remote viewing, like all these supernatural metaphysical things that they're doing, that they demonize African people for. They're engaging in it. They know the power of it. They know that it's real, and they didn't want us to do it because they know the power of it.
Mhm. Hmm. Yeah, but it'll just lead to their own demise.
Yeah.
When you wield a power that is more powerful than you are, and don't, there's only to a certain extent
Mm-hmm.
that they can only do it to a certain extent, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It can only happen for so long.
Mm-hmm. I told Donnell, I was like,
So,
what if it comes out that Black people are actually the most evolved race on the planet, and that this has been a big lie, one big lie this whole entire time, like that the white people are the actual aliens and that they've been on the earth less amount of time because their skin doesn't even know how to adapt to
I
the
think.
sun,
Hmm.
and our
Hmm.
skin actually converts, like makes our bodies better. The sun makes, like, what? Because I
Hmm.
saw this white lady yesterday, her body was red, she
Oh
looked like a
no.
lobster.
Oh
And I
no.
was like, boo boo, I'm so
No
sorry.
protection. Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh man. That's that's unfortunate.
No, it ain't.
I
It's funny.
I feel like that is one of those what is known doesn't need to be said things, because there are people of the earth and then there are people who are not of the earth.
Hmm.
And people of the earth have the innate technology within to adjust to what the world is like.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's what I think. My Justice asked me yesterday. She's like, "Mom, why are you so light? Why's your skin so pale?" I'm like, "Look, I'm not getting enough sun. Okay, I need the sun. Okay,
Hmm.
I need the light. So I can I am so glad that the weather is warming up, because this whole the sun is my charger.
Hmm.
And I was walking, talking about this ancestral connection. Um, for some reason, what was whispered to me one night was it was at that moment where the sun is setting and the moon is rising.
Hmm.
And I was looking at the moon, and what was said to me was, it is the mother. The sun is the father, the moon is the mother, which is something that is known in, African culture, indigenous practices. That is what's said astrologically.
Hmm.
That's what's said. But it was so, I was like, it was being said to me. I'm like, why is this being said to me? I'm gonna just put that in my back pocket, because I'm like, what does that even mean now? Like, what significance is this going to play for me? The moon being the mother and the sun being the father. And so I was just, then the next thing that came to mind was that the father, the father can be harsh, right? Can be, but the father helps you grow. And then the moon, as the mother, lulls you to sleep. It is time for you to be comforted, be in the darkness, be in the womb, and you know go to sleep so that you can wake up and do the stuff that you need to do.
Hmm.
So, side note, but that is that's what came to mind. So, have you had any recent revelations or discoveries with your ancestral connections?
I mean, yeah. I mean, my whole project this whole week. I mean, I mean, not even this whole week. This whole, last couple of months. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I think for me, the most pressing thing is that I keep thinking about ancestors and past lives and the connections that we have to certain family members, and it's hard for me. Past lives is a concept that's still very hard for me,
Mm-hmm.
um specifically because you can trace your ancestors back and you can do the generational, this one, this one, this one. And so it's just like, past lives when? Like, when was this? What life was this in? Like, because when you're able to trace them back, or when you look at the time frame and you look at the dates, like, for me, it's all one continuous life. Like, there's no ending or beginning. So
Mhm.
it's for me, it's just like, it's not about it being a past life in terms of, but just for black people, I feel like it's more of a continuous living.
Mhm.
It's the whole thing that we talk about with Sarah. It's like the circular continuum. There's no one straight line. It's a, circle of time that just continues and continues, and we don't actually perish, we don't actually die, we just, continue on in another way, in another form, as another person.
Mhm.
Because I'm like, I just can't. I mean, I have had experiences where, the hypnotism, the group hypnotism that we did with Sanaa, like, where I was a actual another being. um
Mhm.
but for me, that is not, that's separate from this. Like, I don't even see that
Mhm.
in this realm. Like, for the earth realm, it's very hard for me to fathom past lives. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Maybe we should have Sanaa or somebody else on here again to just explain that some more. But that, for me, so I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's just being in communication with them. It has showed me that this is a cyclical continuum
Mhm.
of being, of living, of surviving, of thriving.
Yeah,
So,
because the connection is so deep and so strong. So
right.
it does feel like it's a continuation, which, I mean, this will lead right into the next segment. But for me, like, I realized while I was going through these things in my marriage, realized, okay, well, these are not just mine. I'm not the only one who went through this.
Hmm.
My two grandparents, two grandmothers who were with me in spirit, were also, it was like they were also working through what they experienced
Hmm.
through me.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, what's, that was a whole thing. And it's like, well, because they didn't have a resolution, like, it literally feels like I am the resolution. I am to find the resolution for this, almost, you could say, curse that we have experienced. And it's like, because I know it, because I I mean, really, they made their presence known so strongly that I like, I cannot deny it. I can't. There's no way. Like, it goes against, like, oh, someone's gonna judge me. Like, I have to say, like, their spirits literally came to me.
Hmm.
Um,
On multiple occasions,
right.
throughout the whole entire process. Hmm. I know.
Hmm. So I completely understand what you're saying, because I'm like, so I am them. I am their blood is in my veins. I am the next version of them. I have their traits. I have, it's a lot.
Hmm. It is.
It's a lot, and the story continues.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And the story
I know. It's
continues.
when I had and I can't wait. I can't wait for your herbal presentation at the Florida Herbal Conference. If anybody lives in Florida or wants to come and visit, come see Jessica this coming Saturday. This coming Saturday at the
March
Florida
14th.
March 14th at the Herbal Conference. She's going to be talking about cultural herbal healing, emotional herbal healing through a cultural lens, Jamaican lens. But
Mhm.
what I was going to say is that it was very apparent to me several occasions. Like, I haven't seen very, I only have one picture of my great grandmother Mary, who my project was centered around, and I posted her picture and the picture of most. She had 8 children. Most of the children, I don't have all of the children's pictures, but everyone literally was like, "Whoa!" Like, it's scary. Like, we can see you in them. Like, and these, I mean, obviously, these are people that I've never met. Um,
Yeah.
but even my children, like, you can see the similarities in my children and them, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, I must be some version of her. I must be
Mhm.
some version of my grandparents, and it's not just on one side of your family, it's both sides. Like, you
Mhm.
could have an essence of this person and the physical qualities of another person, and
Yeah.
um it's, but I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of coming back as a person. Can I come back as a whale or something? Like, have I been a whale already? Like, I would like to
Oh
transfer
my
to the
goodness.
animal realm now. Like,
That is hilarious.
I want to be something that is just like unbothered.
Oh my goodness.
And I can't even say a tree now because they cutting these down left and right. So,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yep.
it is something. It is something. But we're gonna move on to our next segment. I said what I said. Our manifestation segment, where we manifest for ourselves, for the collective, for our people that listen to us. We haven't featured a lot of listener manifestations this season, and it's not that it was is intentional. It's just that there's always a reason. And I feel like it's this season is more about being um in tune with what's going on just at the present moment. And
Mhm.
currently right now, people are more introspective, and we are
Mhm.
becoming more vulnerable with ourselves and with our lives on this platform. And so it is that we're sharing our own manifestations. We're like,
Yeah.
hello, it works. So we might as well use it to our advantage while we have it. Well, before people start flooding
Right.
us with theirs, we need to get all we need to do ours.
Mhm.
We for my I don't, I mean, I do listen to quite a few podcasts, but this is the only podcast that I know has a specific segment for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're unique in that way. Okay. But do you want to go first with yours, Jessica?
I want you to go first.
Okay. So I am a Pisces rising. Let me just say that. Let me just start off with that, because I feel like the things that I want for my life are just sometimes very wishy-washy. Like, in a way of like left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Do this is like, it's
Okay.
very like whatever I'm feeling at the moment. And
Uh-huh.
I could easily whatever I'm watching, consuming, whatever sparks my interest is like what I want. It's, to me,
Mhm.
that's it's annoying. But I mean, that's how I am. So I'm going to accept
Mhm.
that and take it on, because I can use that to the best of my ability. I want a lot of different things because I watch a lot of different things. I read a lot of different things.
Mhm.
So right now, it's come back around though. This is not something that hasn't been in my realm before. It's come back around, and it's a part of the work that I'm doing. Obviously, I am a herbalist, and I do make medicine, and so land stewardship as is at the forefront. And because me and my husband have the opportunity, we have the resources now to acquire land. It is a dream of mine to have land for myself, for my family, for my extended family, to be able to grow our own food, to be able to feed us ourselves sustainably, to be able to feed those in our community, the people that we serve, to be able to make medicine with. But I said to Donnell last night, I'm like, I wish that I had an organization that I could create or partner with an organization that raised money, that had capital, like real capital, and the protection that it needed
Mhm.
to acquire land, BIPOC only, led, okay, not money donation, but led, um for Black, Indigenous people of color to have, like, just give it away, like all they would have to do is a land steward class, commit to stewarding the land, commit to growing their own food on the land. Actual families give the land to black people, brown people, indigenous people to grow their own food, to have ownership, to take back the sovereignty of food. That is something that I'm
Mm-hmm.
very, 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 very passionate about, and I am wanting that. Like, not only do I want land for myself and my own family, but I want that for other people as well. It's a very strong, like, feeling inside my body, and it's not for any reason. So, Ashe.
Good.
So it may be. So it will be.
Yes. And so it will be.
Yes.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. You know, I got to say it 3 times, like
Yes.
Abiel would be saying.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. And we share in land as a um, want, almost need. Um, and this is where it comes back around to why I said that um, my there's like a continuation of generational goals that I know that my family hasn't met or reached, and I feel like it's in grasp. Like I can get there, I can hold it. um One of those goals is having land that can be passed down, having homes that can be passed down. We've yet to reach that.
Hmm.
um and so and I mean, to be clear, there was land that my great grandmother had that was passed down to an adopted member of the family, which then I believe it was sold, and so like it's not in the family. And so there's a continuing theme of we have something, but we got to let it go.
Hmm.
We're not able to pass it down. But that's actually not my manifestation, because I just wanted to piggyback on that because
Yes.
your manifestation related to that. For mine, very personal, very short term. Okay. What I want is to feel comfortable in my home, whether
Hmm.
it's the home that I am in, no matter which home. I realized, and even Sylvia called it out. She said, home has been an issue for you, hasn't it? You have not felt all that comfortable, right? And I'm like, yes, that is absolutely correct. She
Mm.
said it's like a wound for me where, my last house, I lived there for what, over 10 years. And I had, in my marriage, a relationship where, um, I would say, coming from my own perspective, looking through my own eyes and the way that I felt, villainized, and, just like he didn't like the house. And so it was just very much like the house is bad, the house is bad, the house is bad. And that always was in my psyche, where I never got comfortable because I kept having to figure out a way, like, do I actually feel like this? Is the house bad to me? Is it the way that I'm keeping it? Like, what is it about this? I never really got comfortable because my other half did not like it.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm like, but we need to be grateful. It's that can go into a whole nother conversation.
Hmm.
And I realized also, I was looking back at old pictures and I'm looking at the home and I'm like, I really did love this home. It was because it kept my family, it kept my kids. My kids loved the home. It kept our pet, it kept us safe. It was what it was for us. It was a pillar. It was home.
Hmm.
Um, and so I realized, just like I say, you take yourself everywhere that you go. I'm in another home. In that home again, I'm uncomfortable. I'm like, I gotta paint the walls. I wish that this stuff wasn't like this in the house. I wish this. Da, da, da. I'm only using like 3 rooms. It's taking me a long time to unpack, which my co-teacher, she was like, you're still not unpacked. She was like, you're really not comfortable, are you? Because that's a sign of that. And I said, girl, leave me alone.
Hmm.
I said, oh, okay, let me go ahead and unpack my stuff so that I can like get, because you have to take the action
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
to do it. And so
Yeah.
I want to be comfortable where I am, knowing that this is not forever,
Yes.
because I like the neighborhood. I like the area. Okay. I feel safe, comfortable in that sense. My
Mhm.
family's close,
Mhm.
but I also need to feel at home. I guess I need to feel at home within myself,
Mhm.
um, to feel at home within my own home,
Yeah.
and just make it mine, make it feel, you know, comfortable. As a, Cancer sun, Cancer moon, home is, I am home.
Yeah.
I am the home.
Yeah.
So it's like so crazy that it's a wound for me.
Mm.
But I did move around a lot as a kid. When I went to 5 different elementary schools, 2 different middle schools, luckily only one high school.
Yeah.
But um and so I just in my as I get older, in my older age, I crave home, and
Well,
that
and
feeling of
that's why the manifestations go hand in hand, because when you are able to have land ownership, and you are able to pass something down, it creates stability throughout the generations. It
Mhm,
creates a foundation for people to want to stay somewhere. It creates
mhm,
wealth, it creates abundance. And it was the same for me. I mean, my dad was in the military, so we moved around. Our
mhm,
both sides of my family's home base is Florida, but um me moving around as much as I did do has caused a wound for me too. And it
mm.
has caused me to want to not do that same thing to my children. And so it's like,
Yes,
how do we
yes.
not do that? It's let's buy land and let's, settle down. Let's make this our own. Let's so it's the same thing on in a different way.
Mhm.
And we can go on and on. We can go on and on. I'm curious to see, Jessica's pulling out her cards because we're getting ready to move on to the next segment. I got an herb for that, where we talk about our herbalism skills or what we're doing, what medicine we're making. But right now, we are doing, for this new season, we have been doing card pulls from the Anima Mundi Herbal Astrology deck, which is a beautifully illustrated deck. Very, very potent medicine in that deck. And we both took an Anima Mundi Herbalism Astrology course, maybe like 3 years ago now, 4 years ago now.
Girl, 3 years
3 years
ago.
ago, which opened us up.
3.
No, it must have been, was it three? Was it in 2023?
It was in 2023 at the very end.
Oh, wow.
It
I
was.
thought it was 2020. No, it was 2022. Because I was pregnant.
Oh, it was the same year as Costa Rica.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
2022.
It was 2020. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
because I was pregnant at the end of 2023. I'm like, I wasn't taking that class pregnant. That's how,
What amazes me is just the road
yeah.
that, like, Costa Rica was like, "Hello, welcome to your new life.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome through the door."
Yeah, exactly. We
At
it's
least
like
from the
AD, BC and AD, before Costa Rica,
girl,
after Costa Rica.
that is hilarious. Exactly. Exactly
Yeah,
that.
y'all need to go to Costa Rica. Y'all need to go.
Mm,
Whether y'all go on a good mom's retreat, whether you go by yourselves, whether you go with another group, like y'all have to go to that land. It
mhm.
cracks you wide open. It's like
And it's going sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
oh
off.
no, it's okay.
I was gonna say just going with the intention of of to be renewed,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I think that's what made it such a riveting event for us. It was that we went there knowing I'm willing, I'm ready to transform.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, what card came up, Jessica? Did you pull one?
I sure did. Reishi.
Oh, that's my favorite
Reishi came up.
adaptogen. That is literally my favorite mushroom, y'all.
Mhm.
What does it say on there?
Yes, reishi is for retreats. We would just talk about good vibe retreat in Costa Rica.
And
That
where do
is
you
funny.
retreat? In your home.
Mm, boom, that way. Okay. And it's my number 27. Those are my numbers. Magic numbers, twos and
Yeah,
sevens.
because you're
Okay, so
Jessica's
I'm gonna,
birthday.
yes, July 2nd.
Mm.
I'm gonna read first the astrological ruler is Jupiter and the sun or the father. Okay. It did come out upright, which means retreat, recovery, meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation, replenishment of spirit. Okay. Mm. Just a quick add in, reishi does represent immortality, and it's the herb that is considered the herb of spiritual potency, meaning success, well being, divine power, longevity. So the guidance for this card is pause. It's time for renewal. If you feel overwhelmed or mentally overloaded, it's time to retreat. Take the time to recuperate and recharge, and personal growth will follow. Overstimulation and indecision lead to a sense of weakness, imprisonment, and a feeling that you are evading death. Like beer, or look, I'm Jamaican, y'all, okay? It's bear as in the animal, not beer as in the drink, okay? Like bear, hibernate for or rest before you take on the next project or challenge. Many Native American tribes have called this space of inner contemplation the Dream Lodge, a place to witness death and see beyond the confines of physical reality by visiting the dream time. Create the space to be in silence and calm the internet chatter. Reflection is key to the path of self-mastery.
Hmm. I like
And here's the
that.
card again if you're watching on YouTube. I'm going to just put it up again.
Reishi, beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that message. I like that message
Yes.
because we're not in spring quite yet, so we're still supposed to be in hibernation mode and introspection and going within
Mhm.
and really tapping into what we've been talking about, the ancestral realm, the dream realm, and receiving the guidance, receiving the renewal that you need.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like that.
Yeah. I like that too. We're just starting to wake up a little bit. We're That's good. It's funny that it mentioned dream because you were talking about earlier in the episode that your ancestral communication would come first in the dream world, and now it's in waking life.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's so perfect.
I
Wow.
know. I know. Yeah,
Wow.
that was good. That was a good. Um, but yeah, we are continuing on with increasing. You know, not increasing, but continuing with communing with our ancestors, communing with the plant sisters and brothers, um, so that we can bring you guys these messages, so that we can have these conversations. So, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share the podcast. We are on all podcast platforms. Share it with a friend, a family member who you think might be interested. And listen to the episodes. If y'all haven't gone back, if you're just now joining us, if you haven't listened to our earlier episodes, they do apply. Whichever one you choose, it will apply to you at that moment. We truly believe that these are living transmissions, and they are potent messages for anyone that encounters them. So find us on Instagram at Keep Expecting Miracles Pod. And if you want us to read a manifestation that you want to happen, or you're wishing for, desiring, or something that you did, manifest, and you just want to share the success of it, email us at keepexpectingmiracles@gmail.com. We're not going to have a witchy segment because we feel like this whole episode has been witchy.
Very.
So it's like a witchy shit episode. So we
Hmm.
don't even need to have a
Exactly.
separate segment for that. So Thank you guys for tuning in and thank you guys for listening. Until next time.
Yes, bye.
Bye bye.